Hi, friends. I'm Chef Mike Camerano. I'm the culinary director and executive chef here at the beautiful Guild. Currently, we're downstairs at one of our spaces called Suburban. But as the culinary director, what I bring to the table is some creative design within all of our food outlets, whether that's the Guild Cafe, our private events, or down here in Suburban to our member driven cocktail bar. So it's pretty fun. So I get to play with food and also, you can kind of look around here, we have a lot of beautiful bourbon. So I'm a bourbon collector, and putting those things together are kind of my two passions and loves. Um, Other things that I kind of do within the community, I teach at the College of DuPage, so I'm kind of well versed in the Glen Ellen, Wheaton area. I've been at the College of DuPage for 6 years, teaching in higher education, and also run a business called the Social Table downtown Chicago, doing private pop-up events, kind of dinner party style. But came to be a part of this project. I've known Bob Davidson and Eric Schlickman for many years. Kind of was a member here in Suburban before taking on any type of role within the operation. Like I mentioned, I love kind of the bourbon world and the Scotch world. I also love golf, and those kind of worlds collided with Bob, Eric, and I, and we did a beautiful tasting event with actually one of our bottles, the Weller Millennium. You may or may not be able to see up there, but that's kind of how it all kicked off about a year ago, I'd say, um, and it opened up some opportunities. So here we are. A lot of things have come along and evolved, and super excited to be a part of it. So I think after Suburban had opened up and we were trying to kind of create what was the next evolution of food, we were thinking about, okay, what could the Guild Cafe, uh, bring about? What is the food style? What kind of elements are we going to have? We knew we wanted private events upstairs because it's a collective experience upstairs. It's a beautiful space. I think that's what draws people in to the space is the ambiance and just all of the fun things that you see each and every time you come in. And so we wanted it to be curated, obviously, in a way, but we wanted there to be craveability. We love items that people are just going to want to keep coming back for. So craveability was something that I wanted to bring to the table. I think all of the partners were on board with that, and it's a fun buzzword. It's like, oh, that's super craveable, and we come back every single time. So when I'm looking at a menu and the items that I'm thinking that I want to bring, I look at it from, okay, would I eat this, and would the clientele eat this? Is this the demographic within the community? Is this something they want? And I think it the variety appeals to everyone. I think it's a beautiful net of cuisine that captures what people might want to have with that craveability element. And so that was my mindset coming into what the Guild Cafe could be. You always want to have a signature item. And a lot of the times when you're a restaurant or a restaurateur, even a chef, you're not sure what people are going to want or what they're going to come after. Um, but I think one of the items that we have, it's called the Guild Sando. It's just an elevated breakfast sandwich. But what sets it apart, and I think what people come back over and over for, is that it's just really balanced. It's not like, I love McDonald's. As a chef, people are always joking, like, you eat a lot of McDonald's. I'm like, I love it because it's just good food and it is craveable in a way. But I wanted to make a sandwich that had elements of, kind of that chef driven experience where the soft cooked egg and the ratio to the egg and to the ciabatta. Originally, we were thinking about a biscuit, but then we're like, we're going to probably sell a lot of these. And do we want to make biscuits, 100 of them every single day? So we try to play around with things and different textures within the sandwich. So this super silky, like almost the texture of tofu, scrambled egg with chive and Malden salt, with piquillo pepper and a crispy potato element of a hash brown and applewood smoked bacon and arugula and a chipotle aioli, tying it all together. The elements of that dish, all these components just come together for something beautifully, which is craveable. I think when you get the textures and the crunch and the creaminess, it's perfect. And I think our first Saturday we sold 80 of them, which was amazing. So I think we definitely hit the nail. And the sandwich reminds me of what Kasama's doing in the city. A very maybe simplified version of that. So, I have a lot of friends in the industry. Being in the industry for over 30 years, you make, friendships, and you collaborate with other chefs. And I think it's fun to bring a little bit of that city vibe into Wheaton. And I think that's what the Guild is. It's a collective environment. It's very artsy. Everything that we have, from Sage and Scrolls in the bookstore to the curated hi-fi cocktail bar, cocktails on draft, everything about the experience is curated. And so that's what I wanted to bring to the food, and I'm super proud of it. Beyond the savory element, we also brought a pastry chef on board, Lindsay Patton. She's phenomenal. And once again, she's making all these beautiful in-house pastries, quick breads, cookies, and they're not just like a normal cookie. Like we have a, butterscotch chocolate chip cookie. Once again, super craveable. It has the element of sweet, a little bit of salty. We do a gluten-free brownie that has Malden salt and cocoa nib. A lot of fun stuff. So Lindsay's crushing it. And then from the cocktail side of things, we talked a little bit about the hi-fi cocktail bar. Like, it's just special. Like, a lot of when you go into a cocktail bar, typically, the mixologist bartender is just making you a cocktail. When we have an in-house draft system, like you would, any draft for a beer, but you take that and you introduce a cocktail in that fashion. That's something special. So we're featuring a lot of cocktails on draft. My favorite, the Sinatra, being a bourbon guy. Um, Brown butter fat washed. We have smoked maple syrup in the drink. It's just an absolute knockout. So I love what we're doing. And then you can see behind us. We're all about the old school analog vinyl, beautiful Marantz systems. Like one of our founding owners, partners, Bob Davidson, is a huge audiophile. He loves all of this old school 1960s, 70s vinyl record players and speakers. He kind of geeks out on it, and it's really fun. And so we get an element down here at Suburban, but also upstairs at the cocktail bar. Some of our biggest sellers at the Guild overall, whether it's down here at Suburban or upstairs, the sliders are always super popular. We get our meat sourced locally from Wheaton Meat, so a shout out to those guys, to Brett and Mike. So yeah, a little proprietary blend that we've worked with, but it's super flavorful, depending on which outlet you're purchasing it from, whether it's down here or upstairs. It is a beautiful patty, smashed, caramelized onions, beautiful cheese melted on our plancha, and then a toasted brioche with the Guild sauce. And that is like a little magical sauce where we actually make fermented black garlic in-house and mix that with, almost think of like a Thousand Island dressing, that creamy mayonnaise base, but with the black garlic, and that's a knockout dish. So the smash burger sliders are a must, whether it's upstairs or down here. We talked about the Guild Sando, the avocado toast, but our chicken and waffle is amazing. Breaded to order. We have a beautiful maple waffle, Belgian waffle, and then some pickled vegetables with micro arugula and hot honey. That's really, really good. And I think the biggest thing we've been selling lately is the smoked salmon bagel. And that's really nice. So it's an everything bagel that we toast, serve it with an herb cream cheese, really nice smoked salmon, pickled vegetables, radishes, furikake, which is like a sesame seaweed blend that we sprinkle on for some umami, and then top it with lots of fresh herbs and arugula. So I think some of those are big sellers. But for me, I'm a slider guy. I love burgers, and so sliders, you definitely need to try it if you haven't. So come in for that. And I think one of the biggest sellers that we have within the operation is our coffee program. So we're using Onyx coffee beans, super flavorful. So all of our handcrafted espresso drinks using Onyx beans, our drip coffee. We have a matcha program, all sorts of teas. And so, I think what they're doing upstairs is absolutely amazing. And so that's another thing. I think if there's one thing that rivals the Guild Sando sales is our latte sales. We are available to do gluten-free. So we have a standalone gluten-free fryer if anyone is gluten-free or can handle a little bit of cross-contamination in the air because obviously we're making in-house pastries. We have one kitchen, but we have a standalone fryer for gluten-free items. We have a range of gluten-free breads for any of our items, so you can swap out, the bagel on the smoked salmon, the avocado toast, even the slider buns. We have a gluten-free version. So gluten-free friendly here at the Guild, which is always a big plus. So we do, after the Guild closes for our kind of all-day breakfast lunch, we have bar snacks. It's kind of our quote-unquote happy hour from 4 to 6 upstairs at the Hi-Fi Bar. And we feature a little bit of a lighter snack selection. But I thought, okay, well, what can we bring to the table? Because downstairs at Suburban, we have this beautiful in-house 48-hour sous vide short rib skewer. It's glazed. It's grilled over our Japanese oak charcoal. It's glazed with an espresso barbecue glaze that we have some guava. It's beautiful. It's just like, it's amazing. But anyway, so we're like, okay, how do we take all of the trim from our short rib that we sell down at Suburban at night? And I was like, okay, we can do an egg roll. I love egg rolls. And I was like, this is perfect. We can do a riff on an Italian beef. Being in Chicagoland, let's do an Italian beef egg roll. So we take all of our beautiful trim, super full of flavor, cooked for literally 2 days at a beautiful fixed temperature. So you have a texture of like a pot roast meets a steak. And that's the final texture. And we do a little Italian beef riff on it. So we have Calabrian chili. We put in some giardiniera, lots of mirepoix vegetables, the carrot, the celery, onion, red wine. We cook it down and then add in a provolone mozzarella mix, and then we form them into egg rolls and we fry them. And then that's served with giardiniera or giardinaise, so basically like a giardiniera aioli, which is a little spicy. Everybody's always asking, is this spicy? I'm like, well, that's subjective. But for me, it's mild. It just has a little bit of a kick. But the Italian beef egg rolls, guys, they're only available during that happy hour special or the bar snack couple hours. So come in for that. Definitely come in for breakfast and lunch, whether it's the ricotta lemon blueberry pancakes, the Guild Sando, the avocado toast, chicken and waffles, our house-made quiche, whatever it might be. We want you to come, experience what the Guild is all about, experience Sage and Scrolls, experience the Hi-Fi Bar. It's a collective space, and you can also have a beautiful private event here. We have some wedding receptions coming up. We feature the space. We have live music monthly, whether it's upstairs and or downstairs. So there's a lot that the Guild has to offer, and we'd love for you to be a part of it.